Cached credentials were mentioned before as well. We said that if you connect to a remote computer once, you don't have to authenticate a remote system again. How does that work? A Unicode password, which is our NT password, and our login and domain name are used to generate a string. The Unicode password is already a result of hashing. The generated string is again hashed with an MD, message digest function. The output is a cached credential. It is subsequently saved in a protected registry key. You could perhaps say that it's possible to harvest it. An attempt to obtain the password would need to successfully reverse two hashing functions. This probably hasn't ever turned out a success. If attackers take time and apply their skills to it, they can at best obtain a user's password to a specific network share. The password is not active in other servers or for other users. This means that an attack would only produce a result that is already known before, simply a local user's credentials. Before we move to Kerberos, let's briefly discuss the SAM file. Both the content of the file and the file itself are encrypted. You can make sure of this by running the syskey tool, SAM lock tool in Windows 7. The software is pre-installed in the system, although it is rarely used and remains quite obscure. The first window shows the SAM file is encrypted. To disable encrypting, you need to change the system configuration. Turning off SAM encryption is not recommended. It wouldn't make any sense. Encryption was first applied to the file back in Windows NT 4. There's no need to go back so far in time. If you decide to encrypt something, you need a decryption key to decode it. At a startup, Windows doesn't prompt a user for any keys. It only requests a user login and password, which implies that the system is able to decrypt a SAM file on its own. The key for decoding the SAM file is saved on the same disk and in the same folder. One half of the key is contained in the security file, the other half in the system file. Cracking a password requires all three files. The SAM file contains passwords, while security and system contain the key to the password database. To provide your system with maximum security, you can move the key to another location. It can be generated from a password submitted to the window above. After you set it up, after a system start, there would appear a low-level request to submit the password. If you don't submit it, Windows will not start up since it is unable to reach the SAM file. The key can also be stored on a disk. It can't be saved on a USB drive for some reason. You can also leave the file in the default location. There's a certain error here. I'm not sure if it was patched up in Windows 7. We won't check it now. Anyway, if you would change something in the window above and click Cancel, syskey would operate it in a peculiar way. Since we used the Update option, the tool assumed that we'll change the location of the key that protects the SAM. It thought that we wouldn't need the old file anymore and deleted it. If you click Cancel in the second window, a new key would not be generated. This meant that you could work with your computer only until you switched it off. Windows would not restart again, and the system would have to be reinstalled. If there's any lesson to be learned from that, even if you return to your previous settings, click OK. Thank you.